So I'm back. Excuse me. I went on vacation and it was awesome. I got to see my parents a bunch. My mom is Mexican and likes to spoil me with good cooking. Also, my parents like to say, do you want to go anywhere?" And I say, "No, I want to go nowhere. I want to relax." So we watched a bunch of movies. We watched Ungentlemanly Warfare by Guy Ritchie, which is fantastic. It's rated R, but there's like maybe a tenth of a scene that's kind of sexual in nature, but it's great. It's I don't want to say it's a family movie because I think different families have different rules. The rule I had growing up was there couldn't be like sex in family movies, but there could be violence because we all understood that a movie was pretend. You know, the puppets aren't aliens. The violence is fictitious. It's not real blood most of the time. Um, Sometimes accidents happen and they leave it in the shot. What else did we watch? Migration, wonderful movie by Illumination. Watched How to Train Your Dragon 1 again, which is always good, by DreamWorks. What did we watch? Trolls 3. 10% of it, I was like, ah. But 90%, no, 10% I was like, ah. 10% I was like, eh. And then 80% I was like, oh, this is great. And I love Anna Kendrick. I think she's a great actress. I haven't seen her do preachy woke things, which makes me happy. Not that celebrities shouldn't be allowed to kind of push for what they care about, but it can just get on my nerves. Like, I go to church for church. I don't need church from people that I'm hoping to entertain me. But I loved Anna Kendrick in it. The boy band theme was great. What else did we watch? A couple movies on Netflix. I don't remember their names. Oh, I made my dad watch a bunch of Cowboy Bebop. He really liked it. You should definitely watch Cowboy Bebop. It's on Hulu, I believe. If you haven't seen it, it's considered one of the best animes ever made. And yeah. Anyways, I am back now. I have a few days off still. And so we're going to get into it. Let's talk about the first dream I had. So I had this dream where it was like a movie, but it was like super widescreen. Like it was like just like I was looking over all the land and I noticed the land looked like Egypt. And I thought, well, that's weird. So I don't know if I was looking over the world or like probably North America, I guess, because I was looking kind of like down, so like towards. I was looking at probably the west because there was sun setting. And then I saw this sun come down from like heaven. And the thing you have to understand about like dreams from God is a normal dream you'll go, this is a sun. But when I had the dream, the sun was glowing a warm emission of godly love and warmth. And when you start doing ministry stuff and you're the type of person who goes after it, like you bother God for those special moments, you'll get visions where you'll go, oh, this isn't just this kind of perfect pure light. This is the perfect pure light of Jesus. So if that is something you want in your life, the only thing you have to do to see miracles is to bother God about it. And you don't just bother God and say, I'd like to see some miracles. You grab him by the shirt and you say, hey, I want to do some miracles. I want to see some miracles. I want you to talk to me. I want you to show me things. And you do that and you'll get what you want. That is the secret to everything I've done in my life. I just go up to God and go, hey, can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? What about now? What about now? What about now? Because we learned in church when I was a kid, sometimes God says yes, sometimes God says wait, sometimes God says no. So if God doesn't say no, I bother him and bother him and bother. Now, sometimes I will have bothered him enough and I'll get this feeling like, hey, I'm on it, answer coming soon, chill out. And if I keep bothering him, I'll kind of be sent to do chores. It's not like a punishment, but it's like a disciplinary action. It's like, but like a heaven disciplinary action. So it's like, hey, we're going to put you to do this, so you better understand how to do the things you're trying to do and how to do the things that are productive for heaven. So it's not bad, but I've learned that when I kind of hit the glass wall to chill out, and other times I will break it. Sometimes God will say, hey, I can teach you this quickly, but it's going to require some hard work or some tenuous moments. Like I said, hey, I want to make sure, I feel that I'm going to get married soon. I want to be a better father. He says, okay, we can do that, but it's going to I'm going to break your car. Okay. And then my car broke down and I had to go through these little processes to put my car back together and take it to this person to get oil and take it to my friend's shop to get it fixed. And it cost me like almost $400. Oh yeah. Because 400 is the number of pain and suffering times 10, which is pain and suffering times the process. And so afterwards, not only did I comprehend that down to my core, between my body and my mind and my soul and my emotions, but I understood the experience of it all. So now when something happens and goes wrong, where I need to be a better man of God or father figure, I understand it's just these 40 different things I have to go and do. Some of them are going to cost me resources or finances. Where's my other thing? I like to play with these. So just go through it. So I did. I just went through it. And one time I was having a hard time getting ministry work done. So like my YouTube videos. And I said, hey, God, I need to be better at this. And he goes, okay, but we're going to go through some stuff. And I said, well, I'm not getting anything done, so let's do it. And so suddenly my friend had to go to Marshall, Texas. And he's like, hey, will you keep me company for the drive? Because it's going to be like 3 hours there, 3 hours back. I'm like, okay. So I had to cancel my plans. I drove to see him. We drove down there. We stayed down there. We drove back. And it was long, and it was, but when you're spending time with your friends, you can't really complain because that's not a bad way to spend your life. And I understood after that life is often a couple things you have to do when you just go through the little pieces of the process to get it done. So I had to drive up there. I had to cancel my time. I had to make sure we had snacks. I had to make sure we had drinks. I had to make sure we both slept. That we were good we were in good frames of mind. And then and it was a good time. We were cheerful and joking around. It was just us dudes. And then we had his daughter, and she was having a good time. And so afterwards, I understood. Oh, when I want to get things done, I focus on one and I get it done, and I focus on the next and I get it done. And so I usually like to do 3 things at once. But if my body and soul aren't cooperating, because there's a lot of supernatural battles I'm always involved in, I at least know I can get one thing done at a time. And that's not bad. Okay, back to my dream. So I'm overlooking, and it's like Egypt. And I'm kind of thinking like the land of God, which is kind of like North America, is kind of like Egypt right now. It's not Christian soaked. It's not soaked in the life water that is God and Jesus. So that is kind of our mission. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I had a revelation from God a few months ago where he said, hey, I need you to stop tripping over pornography and messing up, because if you do, America's going to turn into Rome. It'll stop being a Christian nation and it'll be more like a Roman nation. And now we're seeing it potentially turn into like an Egyptian nation, which is not good. It'll definitely be like a military might for a while, but it won't be a good, aligned military might of a nation. So then I saw this ball, like a sun, like a ball of light come down just from off screen, like a movie. So he's probably referring to how I do social media. Ooh, I'm losing my voice. And I go, oh, this is like the sun. It's like the Son of God above. I'm like, okay, so the Son of God is like Jesus. Right, Jesus is the Son of God. So God is playing with words and visuals, because we're going to start entering like a storytelling type narration of the literature of Christianity. I think that's how me and Heaven are trying to deliver, because Jesus, as we learn from the prophetess Kat Kerr, she said when he was a boy he liked stories, and that makes sense because the Bible is like a collection of stories, and if you read it as stories, it's a lot easier to process. Or sorry, I should say it's very easy to process. Anyways, so that was encouraging. I was like, okay, so God is like, hey, you're back now. Let's get to work. I've got some work for you. I've got some direction for you. So, you know, go ahead and go at it. Yeah, okay. So upload this and move on to the next part.